All right, guys, we are here. All right, running a little late, but I made it. Hook up some, get some sound popping here. Hello? What's happening? That's what I told her. That's what I told her. Yeah. And I told her, she said she was trying to pay her internet bill. Yeah, that's why I told her we just gonna get a set time and date for them to be paid. Like same time every week. Yeah. I got you. All right, cool. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, all right. I'm about to reach out to her now. All right. Oh, is everybody asleep? I think a lot of people sleep. Late. We'll go with the Jazz Daddy questionnaire. Let's see. Be right back, guys. Let me. Here's the marker. See. Is ask. Down. X. X. I don't feel that right at all. X anything. All right, we got one person in the box. Let me hook my mic up so y'all can hear me a little better. This is an Ask Anything live. Let me hook my mic up, guys. I was running a little late. Like this. So you can, any questions that you got, you can just store it down there in the box. Any questions that you got. Here. Here. Bam, we got a mic now. Yep. Let's see. Yes, we have action. All right, guys. So whenever somebody come on, what we're gonna do is I'll give this a few minutes. Been here 5 minutes. I'll give us the 10 minutes to see who comes in the box. It might be too late. Let me type over here. What's up, man? I don't know who that is in the box, but if you got any questions for me, ask whatever you'd like to know in regards to surplus funds and or just real estate investing. Anything you want to know. Bam. I don't know who this is watching, but if you got a question, whoever this one person is, shoot it in the box. Or you can request to come on live. It doesn't matter. Either or. Get that together. Y'all got a question? Right? Nope, no questions. Nothing. Oh, let me put a blast out in the group and let them guys know that I am here and ready. We are live. I thought somebody asked them. Appreciate that one like from whoever gave me that. I'm assuming it's the same one person that's watching. I definitely appreciate it. There we go. Oh, I'm glad when I get a bigger office. So yeah, if you don't know, ask me whatever you want to know. Whoever in the box. Surplus funds, wholesaling, buy and hold, creative finance, subject to owner finance, land deals. Hadn't done many commercial deals, so I couldn't tell you a whole lot about that. But any questions that you got? Wholesaling, surplus funds, land deals, mobile homes, whatever you'd like to know, contracts, how to put them together, where you get them from, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm gonna sit back here and big chill and just wait for the questions to pop up. Well, actually, in the meantime, let's see. The people that's actually in the box right now, people that's actually watching, can you comment and say where you from? Say where you at right now? What market you in? Close my door. I'll wake my son up. Can you guys maybe comment where y'all at? If you can hear me, just comment. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me. I hope you can. Let's do a mic check. Mic check 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. All right. 3 people in here. So the third person in here, welcome. If you got any questions, ask it. Anything real estate related, whatever you want to know. If I need to pull out the whiteboard and answer it, I'll pull out the whiteboard. But whatever you need to know, I'll probably be in here. Strivers Development City, Philly. What's up with you, Philly? Cool. What's your game? I'm assuming it says development. Is development your thing? Is that what you do? Is it wholesaling? Exactly what's your investment strategy? I guess that's what I'm asking. Strivers Development LLC, Philly. I've never done a deal in Philly. What state is it? I'm drawing a blank. Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I've never pulled an overage list there. Wholesaling, cool. Okay. Do you have systems right now, or are you kind of doing everything yourself? Or do you have VAs? Are you doing band designs? You got outgoing mail? Like, what type of marketing working for you right now? Anybody else, y'all could ask y'all questions over there in the side too. If you didn't know, just ask any questions you want to know about real estate. I will give you my humble opinion. I did pay a mentor $40,000 a couple of years ago, so that fast tracked my education in real estate. It's kind of why I was able to not work and do it full time. First question: did some virtual wholesaling. Virtual. Why not in your market, Philly? Is that not a good market to wholesale? I mean, I'm not opposed to virtual, but I love starting in my own market. Bought a few properties in Cleveland, huh? I got you. Cleveland, the property is pretty cheap, huh? Only thing I do in Ohio are the overages. I actually just got a tax sale deal from Ohio today. I might be working on in Dayton, Ohio. But the only thing I do in that area are surplus funds. I'm in Louisiana. I'm in New Orleans. Yeah, Napoleonic law. We don't have a whole lot of competition down here due to our laws are a bit different. You got one in Columbus. Okay, I forget what county Columbus is. Harris, Montgomery, or Hamilton, or it's not Montgomery. It's either Hamilton or Franklin. But yeah, we work Columbus, but just the surplus funds. So I'm taking that you're a landlord. Is that like your exit strategy? Cleaning my screen. So. Man, most definitely we could work on something. I will tell you, I don't mind wholesaling. I like wholesaling creative finance deals. I can't tell you the last cash deal. I hadn't even done a cash deal this year. Every deal I've done has been creative finance and owner finance and something like that. For anybody else that just hopped in, bro, y'all can ask any questions that you like. But yeah, we can definitely work on something together. I love mobile homes and vacant land for mobile homes. Like that's my bread and butter. My partner and I, one of my partners, will be going out next week to put up about 500 bandit signs strictly for mobile homes. Um, in regards to wholesaling, I'm looking to get more inbound leads. So it'll be a lot of direct mail and we'll probably do some PPC. You got any experience with pay per click or SEO? I've been reading on mobile homes, didn't move yet. It's not confusing. You obviously want to know, I would say, the basics about them. You know where you can find the data play that on them, so you can know what type of mobile home you're getting under contract. You'd want to know the basic laws about moving them. Like I think a Winzone 3 is probably the best mobile home to get under contract because it can move on most highways around America. So you'd want to know the wind zone, the year. It's kind of like a car for the most part. But in regards to how fast you make money with them, I hadn't made money with anything as fast as I have with mobile homes. Not houses, not surplus funds, mobile homes. Like, you don't need to go to you don't need to schedule a closing at a title company. Most times you can just get a notary to get that stuff done for you. Like I've made 10 grand in the back of like Home Depot parking lot, selling it to somebody with a notary there. So yeah, I love mobile homes. We could definitely get busy with that, man. Shoot me a message on Facebook. Uh and we can kind of link up. We could do a call on there and figure out what we can do for one another. I do want to hop in your market, Philly market. I'm more interested in the surplus funds there. But I'm sure we could put something together. What type of marketing do you do? Is it inbound marketing, outbound marketing, PPC, SEO, bandit signs, cold calling, mail, door knocking? What do you do? Yeah, you have to put your own list together for surplus. A lot of places you do. Some places they provide you a list. But for the most part, you put them together yourself. Drive for dollars, cold calling. Okay, cool. That works. Driving for dollars are really solid leads. How long you been in the business? I see it's two other people that's in here other than Philly. Y'all, I mean, yeah, other than Philly since 2019. Okay, you got in about roughly around the same time I got in. I got in around the end of 2020, I think. Maybe it was 2019. I'm not sure. Maybe I got in right before COVID hit. Okay, cool. I've done probably wholesale deals. Probably done about 15, 20 of them. Surplus funds deals. I've probably done about. Well, no, I've probably done about 15 wholesale deals and probably about 20, 25 surplus funds deals. Yeah, most definitely up and down. But that I will tell you, bro, the 1% of wholesalers that's making a lot of money, that shit is all inbound leads. Like they're not doing cold calling, they're not doing driving for dollars. They may have a specialized list that they attack, but for the most part, that shit is like all inbound leads. So PPC, bandit signs, direct mail, they're getting fairly expensive. But they're getting the quality leads in. The people that's calling super desperate, somebody just died or husband and wife just divorced, they're getting them before we get to them. So that's my goal in regards to the wholesaling side of my business. We need to focus on getting our leads in like that. Yeah, I'm not too fernegate. Well, what you mean? Yeah, I'm not too fernegate with pop. I'm not sure what you meant with that one, my boy. My boy. Whoever in the box, bro, ask me anything you want to know. I'll be doing this maybe once or twice a week. I know it's a little late. I'll probably do this earlier. I mean, it's a Monday. I just want to see what grind is up on a Monday night. Because I got some business building to do tonight. LOL for me. Yeah, I'm not doing word. So yeah, ask any questions. Anybody that just came in, ask me some questions. Been on here like 20 minutes. I'll probably be on here an hour and all. If nobody else has any questions, that's cool. Strive, you got anything else you want to know, bro? Anything else you want to know, bro? Y'all share this too. Like, share this with a couple of people, man. I'm trying my best to grow the page. I'm at like 400 and some subscribers. I really can't believe I got that many subscribers. I will tell you, this is probably one of the I would say scariest journeys I've been on in a long time. Simply because, you know, it was so out of my wheelhouse, the editing, the marketing, not marketing, but the editing and the technical side of YouTube and making sure audio and visual is okay and all that good stuff. It was so out of my wheelhouse. So, but I appreciate it. I don't know if y'all can see it. I got like, no, you can't see it. I got like 444 subscribers. I appreciate all of y'all. So I'm just here trying to give some value. What y'all want to know? Ask me anything. You can tap into my mentor's knowledge with the 40 grand I paid him. So fire away. If I can answer it, I can answer it. Clearly, if it's a legal question, you know, I'm gonna stay away from those. I'm not an attorney. But most definitely I can answer a couple of your questions, you know. So anybody in there, ask me anything, bro. Anything you want to know. All right. What are some creative financial strategies you use? Creative financing. So I would say my first and favorite one is owner financing. Right. That's basically when they have no debt on the property, and maybe they want a number that's a little bit higher than that would work for a wholesale deal. You know, obviously we have to get it with a certain number to get a certain spread in regards to traditionally wholesaling it. But if I put together like the last two deals I did in regards to wholesaling, I got the property under contract for like $15,000-$20,000 more than what everybody else was offering. And it was one was zero down and one was $2,000 down. And I made $7,500 from the one that was $2,000 down, and I made like 10 grand from the one that was $0 down. So the deal was like $0 down, like $700 a month payment, 0% interest, balloon payment in 10 years. That was the deal. Investor hopped on it, gave me 10 grand. I signed that deal to him and on to the next one. So I would say owner financing is probably my first and favorite strategy to use as far as creative financing. Just so y'all know, y'all can ask any questions. Just put the question over there in the box, and if I can, I'll answer it. My next favorite strategy would be subject to. You know, you find the right debt in this economy. 2% interest is a premium right now. A 3% interest, a 4% interest, even a low 5% interest. That's a premium right now. So you get the right deal where pre-foreclosure, maybe they're behind 50 grand in the arrears, or better yet, 30 grand in the arrears. The total payoff amount may be $100,000. You know, so 30 grand to catch up the payments, $100,000 to pay off the house. Let's say the house worth 250. Well, I will put that deal together to see what the homeowners want to walk away with in their pocket. That's the question. How much money do you guys want to walk away with in your pocket after everything? And that's how we start that conversation. So if they're realistic people, we kind of bust down the numbers like, okay, well, you owe this, the property's worth this, you're behind, 30 grand for your reinstatement fee. So we definitely have to take care of that, or we have to pay our cash. So if they tell me a number, as you say, 25 grand, that would be 125 we'd have to bring to the table, cash deal. And that would clear out that first mortgage, give them the 25,000, and then we probably have to sell that deal for 135 to make 10 grand on it. But what I would do is I would probably tell them, uh, can I make those $25,000 that you will walk away with in cash? Can I make those in payments and give you a down payment towards that? So what we'll do is we come to the table and reinstate the loan. The loan would stay in your name. We'd be making the payments. It would hit your credit, showing the good payments. And if we stop making the payments, you get the property with all the improvements that we made, plus the money that we paid you. And you just take it and sell it to somebody else, and you got a little bit more equity. Um, but that's the science behind it. So if they say, yeah, you can give me my 25,000 in monthly payments, we're gonna find out how much that reinstatement amount is, how much their monthly payments is, what's the PITI on it, and we'll lump that in with the $25,000. So we may pay an extra $250 a month for the 25 grand. I mean, there we go. We got an owner financing deal, a subject to deal. You could do that with anybody's debt. You could do that with mechanics liens, tax liens, any kind of liens. You can come in and take over that debt as long as you can catch up to debt and service the debt. You want to take over good debt, obviously. I like doing that, and probably my favorite, which is my long term on the financing play, is I will take down vacant land that's zoned for mobile homes. So let me just give you a rough idea of what it looks like. Let's say I get a vacant land for $15,000, and then I buy a mobile home, halfway decent mobile home for $3,500. Well, I got vacant land for 15,000. Got the mobile home for 3,500. I'm 18,500 all the way in. What I would do is I would owner finance that to other buyers. So I would say, hey, how much can you afford down? How much can you afford monthly? This is what the interest rate gonna be. Maybe they bring me, I sell it to them for 60,000. They bring me 5,000 down or 6,000 down, and they pay me $500 a month at 7% interest for the next 15 years or 20 years. But I created a note on it, so now I'm getting cash flow. And I'm not responsible for fixing the mobile home. I'm not responsible for paying the taxes. I'm not responsible for tenants, toilets, or termites. So that will be one of my ultimate loan strategy goals. Because think about it, if you pick it up for $18,500, you sell it for $60,000 at 7.5 or 8% interest, you would make a killing, and your cash flow is gonna be nice. And that's affordable living. You're helping some people out, and we live in a really, really expensive society right now. So yeah, for sure, those probably my top three creative financing strategies. Anybody else? Any more questions? Any more questions? See, somebody else just hopped in the box, man. Ask any questions you like about real estate. Anything y'all want to know about real estate, just shoot the question in the box. What about short sales? I think short sales are great if you're gonna spend your own cash. If you're about spending your own cash up front, short sales are great. Keep in mind those contracts are not assignable. So if you do a short sale agreement with a bank, they're not gonna let you assign that contract. You're gonna have to double close it. But you still get so much meat on the bone. It actually may be a great strategy for wholesaling. If you got funding or business credit lined up, you take it down for 35 grand, wholesale it for 70 grand in 2 months, and make $40,000, $35,000. So I'm not opposed to short sales. It's just a strategy that you're gonna have to use your own cash or OPM, other people's money. Anybody else got questions? Question and answers. The foreclosure process, the surplus funds process. If you guys don't know, I got a 100% free course on my page. Y'all can go check that out under the playlist. You click on free course, and it's probably, I think, a 7-video series. Might take you 2 hours, 3 hours to watch it. But yeah, go on there, learn about surplus funds, 100% free. And once you actually go through that course, you have the opportunity to partner with me. But I don't partner with anybody that hadn't watched that course, because that course is going to cut the learning curve, and I can just come in and put the icing on the cake for everything else. Any more questions? Any more questions? Anybody? I am here for it. And my night's kind of just getting started, guys. What time is it? It is 11:30. I actually need to reach out to one of my students and ask. Gotta take care of something with him tonight. What is this? With counties that don't give you surplus funds list, how do you go about finding it? Go on my surplus funds course, and I think it's the module that says list building, and I get into details about it on there. But you would use a FOIA request, FOIA, and I have the website that I use. Once you look at the course, you'll see that I have like the website that I use that generates my FOIA request. I tell you, who to reach out to. You want to send it to your clerk's office or your county prosecutor or your county district attorney. Sometimes you may want to send it to like land records. You just want to send it to as many people as possible to make sure you get the list. But that's how you get lists that aren't published in other places. Like you can go to Georgia or Florida and download a couple of lists. That's how I get my lists in like Louisiana, Mississippi, anywhere I go. Now, sometimes you have to pay, and then sometimes you have to pay for the research side, but that separates me in regards to the competition. So for anybody that's new, just popping in, you can ask any questions you like, real estate related, surplus funds, foreclosures, short sales, land, mobile homes. Only thing I really don't do right now is commercial, but I'm sure I'll get into that at some point in time. Y'all could even ask me about notes, non-performing loans, performing loans. That's really the lane I'm getting in. That's my ultimate goal in real estate is non-performing loans. Let's see what he said. With counties that don't see the guide, do you use attorney for all cases? Yes, I use an attorney for everything, even with places I don't have to use an attorney. The main reason I use an attorney is you get to piggyback off their credibility. Let's see, is my partner texting me? Total hours from last week. 4 times 20. What was the question again? Oh yeah. I most definitely use an attorney. I use an attorney for all my surplus funds cases. I mean, I get to piggyback off their credibility. When I'm having a hard time on the phone with some of the claimants, I tell them like, hey, listen, you don't have to take my word for it. I work with a group of attorneys. Here's their email address. Here's their phone contact information. And just so you understand, I'm sure there's no attorney that will put their license on the line for my business. Give them a call and let them know that I reached out to you just to see if I'm a real business or a real person. And so, yeah, I use attorneys for that. I don't mind paying the fee. I pay anywhere from, depending on the case, $1,000 to roughly $2,500. So it's not bad. Just like I use realtors. Like, a lot of wholesalers don't use realtors. I try to partner with realtors. Agency company, Howdy Dex. How do you go about comping land deals / mobile home deals? That's a good question. So typically, if I'm going in cash, we're going to comp them the regular way we comp them. Let's talk about land. If we're talking about cash on land, I'm going to look up recent sales within 3 miles, within 5 miles, as close as I need to get, closest to that size land that I have, and I want to get at least 3 properties. And I just do the average of those 3 properties. That's how I typically come up with the number I'm going to offer for cash. And I also use Zillow, guys. We don't have to overcomplicate this at all. If you go on Zillow and Zillow says the land is worth $32,000, I will probably come in and offer half of that or a little bit under half of that just to get the conversation started. Or maybe I offer them the full $32,000, but it just will have to be owner financing. So if they say 0 down, that listen, I can give you the $32,000, but you're gonna have to take 0 down, and we'll start making payments of $250 with no interest next month. I will start doing that. So now it doesn't matter how much I got the land for because I got it for $250 a month at 0% interest. In regards to the mobile home, you're gonna want to look at the data plate on a mobile home. And the data plate basically tells you what year mobile home it is, like what wind zone. You can find the serial number on there. And once you get that information, I forget the name of the site, but you can basically Google mobile home, like the Kelly Blue Book for mobile homes. And you can go in there and it tells you everything about the mobile home. Again, it's not rocket science. I don't think, like, I've never gotten a mobile home and was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely sell this for this. I've had some that were prettier than others. Um, But that's how I go about comping them. Like if I get a mobile home, a mobile home is going to be comped by condition and wind zone. So if it's a wind zone 3 and it's in great condition, that's probably the top of the market for me because wind zone 3 can be moved all over the United States, no problem. When you guys see those signs or those trucks that says oversized loads, they have to get a map, like a map quest almost from Department of Transportation, because they can only get on certain highways. That's why we have to know what wind zone the mobile home is before we move it. And wind zone 3 can be moved all about United States. That's why it's a premium. Obviously, the condition, like even if you get an old mobile home, get one from like freaking 1947 or 1957, it's probably not, well, it's definitely not going to be wind zone 3. So you're not going to be able to move it everywhere, unless you move it under the table, which they do have people out there that do that. But you probably can pick up something like that cheap as ever. But if the condition nice, if you pair an old mobile home with some vacant land, now all of a sudden you have affordable living. You can just sell them both on a financing. Mind blow. Yeah, man. I was just telling somebody like one of the best strategies I use is getting vacant land under contract and then getting the mobile home under contract, and maybe together they may be $20,000 together, and then taking that whole deal and selling it on the financing and get like $15,000 down. And it's just crazy what you could do. And now you get 15 grand down, but I paid 20. I got 15 grand down, and I'll probably sell it for 60, 70. So 40, 50K profit with 7-8% interest. That's gonna pay me over a long period of time. And that's how I like to create my cash flow. I'm not interested in being the landlord. But yeah, that's how I wanna do my cash flow. Man, I appreciate it if y'all like smash the like button. I rarely ever ask, but there's 7 people in here. We got 2 likes. That's pretty good. That's about a third of what's in there. But if y'all don't mind, I don't like begging for likes or nothing like that. I just like to provide value to people, and if they like it, they like it. But I know I'll be on Facebook. Thank you, whoever just hit that. I know I'll be on YouTube a lot, and I forget to hit the like button for people that did give me value, and it's not because I'm selfish with it. I just forget. And in the beginning, I thought people were a little weird, begging for likes and begging for shares and stuff. But I just kind of noticed people's like they just forget sometimes. But genuinely, if you find what I'm saying helpful, like I definitely would appreciate that like. But anyway, ask any questions that you got. Any more questions? I'm here for it. Here for it. Text my student. And I'm gonna try to do this at least 2 days a week, guys. We actually may try to do this every day. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Can you elaborate more on note investing? All right. Okay. I would say, in my opinion, note investing is like note investing is the difference between college football and the NFL. Like just in regards to the type of investing that you're doing, like it's just way more high level. So for example, it's a level of creative financing too. Now I've never bought a portfolio of notes. I've looked at a couple, and once I explain to you how it works, you'll understand why I hadn't bought any right now. Switching back to surplus, I've been SMSing. Do you use specific states? Do you use state-specific lawyers? I will answer that next. Let me answer this note question real quick. So with the notes, The hard part about it is getting in contact with somebody, the right person at the lending institution that actually handles the bad notes, the non-performing loans. Y'all can Google it. NPL, non-performing loans. So the goal would be to buy the non-performing loan from the bank or whatever lending institution. They may send me a list of 100 properties that hadn't paid their mortgage in 5 years or 2 years or whatever, right? And they may say, hey, Dexter, we'll sell you all of these properties, but you have to buy them all, and we'll sell them all to you for $6,000 a piece or $5,000 a piece for easy math. So if it's 100 properties and I have to buy them all for $5,000 a piece, do the math. Together, so bam, 100 properties, that's $500,000. So I would have to come up with $500,000 to buy the whole portfolio of loans. I'm buying 500 loans, bad loans, non-performing loans. I'm buying 500 of them for $100, and I gotta buy all of them. Now, once you buy them for the $500,000, that's when people get that piece of mail in the letter. I mean, a piece of letter in the mail that says your loan is now being serviced by. So basically, Capital One will sell it to Chase, or Chase will sell it to United, and United will sell it to. I just will be one of the people they sell it to, but now I control the loan. At that point, I can go to the homeowners and figure out what they want to do. Mind you, I own the loan, but I'm not a bank, right? So I can move a little different. I knock on their door, see if they want to keep the property, see if they want to stay, see if they want to go. We do cash for keys. And some of them I'm going to sell cash and help me get my $500,000 back. And some of them I'm going to create the notes on, and I just hold the notes for 30 years, 35 years, 40 years. But that's the note investing game. You buy debt, you don't buy the property. So you would definitely want to understand the debt portion a little bit better. You mean 100 loans at $5,000? Correct. I will buy 100 loans at $5,000. Right. $5,000 non-performing loans, by mind you. So these are people that aren't paying their mortgage. Now, to answer your question in regards to surplus funds, do you use state-specific lawyers? If you mean, do I use lawyers specifically from that state that I'm working in, then yes. And I'm sure you guys have heard this. Somebody else has said it before, but I don't reach out to attorneys until we get a deal. Like, there's no point in like wasting an attorney's time unless you're just gonna pay them up front. There's no point in wasting an attorney's time. So I don't even reach out to those guys until we get a deal in whatever state or market that I'm working. Wrap up. Any more questions, guys? I hope I answered that well. Any more questions? I'm gonna wrap this up in about 7 minutes. I just want to come on here and give some love, bro. Sounds fair. I've been having some success reaching attorneys through Upwork. Huh. That actually sounds smart. I hadn't thought about Upwork. I would tell you this. I'm not going to downplay the importance of an attorney, but I think the most important thing about surplus funds is understanding lead generation and being able to close. If you understand the lead generation, meaning like some places you're going to have to get a new list every month to see the new stuff that's put on there. Some places, well, you're gonna have to know how often they update their list, or you're gonna have to know how often they update their books. So some clerks of courts call it bookkeeping. Where I'm at, they call it a bookkeeping room. So I reach out and say, hey man, how often do y'all update y'all books? That'll let me know how often I need to come visit the bookkeeping room to gather more leads, or how often I need to download a new list to gather more leads. For example, where I'm at, they update the books once a quarter, so once every 3 months. I think in Florida, they update their list roughly once a month. So it's just different. And when I'm getting leads in regards to a FOIA request, I'm getting everything that registry is holding, not just tax overages, not just mortgage overages. Uh, so that's one super duper important part is lead generation, and the other part is closing them. You gotta be good closing, man. You gotta have some credibility and you gotta have some consistency for sure. Like building a master list of all of the states and counties. Yeah, that's what we're in the process of doing. So we're in the process of we're pulling all of the low hanging fruit, the places where you can just go download the list, start skip tracing and calling. We're working all of those spots, and we're working the spots that we have to pay to get on their land record site and do research, or get on their court record site and do research. And we send them a FOIA request, and they send us a list, and we're gonna vet that list. And yeah, that's our plan to get in all 50 states. Uh, we will be getting the ball rolling on that next week. Well, we actually got it rolling about 2 weeks ago, but we'll be starting the other process of training the virtual assistants on how to pull leads that I call PMOs, not CMOs. That's pre-mortgage overages and current mortgage overages. So a current mortgage overage, the money is already created, it's already there. A pre-mortgage overage is if we see a property went to auction today for $20,000 and it sold for $100,000, we will put that in our CRM as a possible lead, and we're going to reach out to that person to let them know that they could possibly have funds. We don't know because it was a pre-mortgage overage, meaning the mortgage overage hadn't been created yet, but we do know the property sold for more than asking price. We just got to wait on the lien search and all that crazy stuff, but you can still lock people up that way. So the sales side and the lead gen is probably the most two important things to me. Bam. Any more questions? Any more questions? I blasted shoulders today. Trying to get big shoulders, guys. So I'm gonna wrap this up in about 2-3 more minutes. God, what made you get into this industry? So a few years ago, I owned a restaurant and a food truck. I owned about 15 vending machines. I had a timeshare business. I sold vacuum cleaners door to door. I was a bartender and server for most of my younger adult life. What is this? How do you go about getting properties from banks? I'll answer that next. So anyway, I end up seeing I closed my restaurant, closed the food truck. This was right before COVID hit, and I had no clue COVID was coming, by the way. No clue. I left. I moved from Mississippi. That's why I had my restaurant and my food truck. Found that I was about to have my first kid, and we moved back to New Orleans, my girlfriend and I saw an ad or something that Tony the Closer of all people. And I do not watch Tony the Closer. I don't suggest people watching him. He's just not my cup of tea. Look like a lot of cap rap to me, but to each his own. But I saw a Tony the Closer book, and I had always been, or a Tony the Closer ad, and I was always curious about those "We Buy Houses" signs. So I download the book, figure out what those signs mean, and did I just go through YouTube? That's when I go down the YouTube rabbit hole, and it took me about 45 days, but I got my first deal and made $35,000. And I actually ended up running into a gentleman that stayed across the street from me that introduced me to my now mentor. And once I started the process with him, like I said, it was about $40,000. One of the first things he taught me was the surplus funds industry. So it was like, drop everything. Craig's in trouble. Run quick. I dropped the wholesaling. I had about 30 grand in the bank. And I just focused on surplus funds. I got my first surplus funds deal in about 45 days. And yeah, that was it. So it was surplus funds for like at least a year. I didn't do any wholesale deals. Like, I don't think I did one wholesale deal in 2021. And I did all surplus funds deals in 2021. I did no wholesale deals. So I was head down, surplus funds, trying to figure that game out. And after that, 2022, I got a little bit more into the wholesaling, not more into it, but back into it. And I started focusing on building systems for my surplus funds business. And now I have a partnership / mentorship program. And I have a couple of VAs that kind of help me do the day-to-day stuff. But that's how I got into this industry. Won't be looking back either. I mean, I love the restaurant, love the food truck, love the vending machines. It was dope selling timeshares. It was fun selling tours. It was fun being a bartender. It was fun being a server because I control my outcome on how much money I made. I mean, I made 60 grand a year working roughly 6 hours, maybe 7 hours a shift, and I didn't bring any work home. So it was a great career, not counting the cash I made. So I probably was making about 80 grand a year serving tables. So yeah, that's how I got what I am today. So guys, I gotta meet with one of my students. I appreciate y'all for checking this out. You might have another question. Have you ever heard about infinite banking? Yeah, I have. I have heard of infinite banking. That's that kind of plays into something I got planned. You have to get a legacy. Well, not have to, but the way I'm getting a legacy policy where I'll be dumping $100,000 into a term life policy, and I'll have the immediate cash value of it. So I may borrow 70 grand from myself, tax free, take that 70 grand, improve the business, pay it back over time. Once I pay it back, borrow a little bit more. That's the infinite banking game when you're basically borrowing from yourself. Can you answer the bank? Oh yeah, the bank play. My bad. So I don't buy. I don't. Wait, are you saying? Wait, you said banks. How do you go about getting properties from banks? Probably short sales. I don't do that. That's not my thing. If I had to spend my own cash or other people's money, I probably wouldn't buy from wholesalers. I would buy directly from the bank, especially in the market that we're in now, because we got a lot of properties that's gonna head to short sale. So to get that, I mean, you could reach out to a realtor and maybe get a short sale. That you could reach out to the bank, call the bank and say, "Hey, man, can I speak with somebody in your REO department, real estate owned?" That's what REO stands for. And I would just call banks. If you want to, that's the angle you want to take for sure. Just reach out to the banks and have them give you their REO, real estate owned department, and you speak with that agent and you set it up like that. But mind you, you won't be wholesaling these. You'll have to double close if you wholesale them. Yep. Well, I definitely appreciate y'all, man, for checking it out, bro. If y'all want to smash that like button, maybe get your boy to 7 likes. It'd be like a whole lot for my little 444 followers, but I appreciate all y'all. Appreciate it, bro. Respect, brother. Yeah, man, I'm about to get out of here, bro. I got to go link up with one of my students. It's like, what time is it here? It's about to be 12 o'clock here. So I got to link up with one of my students, and I got to finish putting together the list. For my VA. CA. I don't know what that means, but yeah, CA, brother. But yeah, man, definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. I was running a little late. We'll probably do this again tomorrow. But if y'all are not in my Facebook group, go check out the Facebook group, the Savvy REI Cafe. That's Savvy S.A.V.Y. It's an acronym, REI Cafe. You don't got Facebook. Okay. You would see it here then what I'll do. Because what I do on the Facebook group is I just post the times that I'm gonna go live that day. But what I also do is I put it on YouTube, so you should see it on YouTube. I'm just not 100% how it works, but I do, like, before I do the live video, I put the time on there and I'll upload the thumbnail. So you should still see what time I'm going if you got your notification bell on. But I'll be going live. I'm gonna try to do it at least 2 times a week, hopefully more. But for sure, man, if you get a Facebook, go check me out. If not, go check me out on LinkedIn. My name is Dexter Brown on all platforms. I'm not too active on Instagram. It's not my thing. I feel like it's for kids to a degree. But I get it. I mean, I just think it's for kids in regards to the way Instagram is used. I don't really like it for business, but I'm a dinosaur. So, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Anybody got any more questions before I get out of here? Any more questions? Surplus funds, foreclosures, tax sales, contracts, due diligence, real estate agents, partnering with people, JVing, just anything about the business that you're kind of wondering about. If I can answer the question, I'll answer the question. So I'm gonna give y'all to be about another 40 seconds. If I don't got no more questions, I'm gonna be out. You heard? Audi 5, you heard? Let's see. Yes, for pre-mortgage overages, how far do you like to start contacting? I think I know what you're asking. How far do I like contact? So if I'm doing a pre-mortgage overage list, the day that overage is possibly created, they go on our list, and we just reach out to them every day. We do about 5-6 rounds with our overages. So I start reaching out to them immediately. When you say how far do you like to reach out, if you're talking about distance, I do the everywhere in America. Even the places that have recovery agreements or recovery laws that say you can't get this or you can't get that, I still work those places because there's tons of workarounds. Do you call before a sale? No, I don't call before the sale. I do not. I call after the property sold. Now I call before the sale if I'm trying to do my pre-foreclosure thing. And sometimes, if I don't get them to so my VAs when they call on the pre-foreclosure list, but back in the day when they was calling, I would have them if they didn't want to do business with them, I would make sure that they built enough rapport. So just in case it's sold for more at auction, we could, double back and do business with them that way. Will you would a workaround be an assignment of interest? No, assignment of interest, you can do that in most places. A workaround for me would be a buyout agreement. Because some courses try to give you issues about assignment of interest, but they're cool. But I typically like to use buyout agreements. I would have to do a whole nother live to kind of get into details about it. But that's how I get busy. Reliable VAs. I trained all of my VAs. I literally put a post on Facebook in a couple of VA groups. I vetted them. I made sure I got some that sounded American enough. No discrimination or no disrespect to the ones that don't, but it just makes our business that much hard. Especially with this spam and scam culture that we live in. So I want to make sure they sound American as possible, and I train them up on my ways so they know everything I know. They got in this business without knowing anything. But I just joined a couple of Facebook groups. That's how I got them. Thank you, all the nuggets, fam. Appreciate you, GN, man. No problem, Donovan. No problem, brother. Any more questions before I get out of here? We almost at an hour. We got like 2 minutes. I guess I'll give it them 2 minutes. But when we get to that hour, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I got a long entrepreneur night ahead of me. I'm a vampire though. I like moving at nighttime, to be honest with you. I don't wake up till about 11:30, 12. Do you ever do tax delinquent? Yeah, I do. Yeah, 100%. I do tax delinquent. It's more of a ninja list for me. So it depends on how we're getting the list. But yeah, I do them. They good leads. You can do creative financing with those as well, just depending on how far they behind on their taxes. Do you ever do tax delinquent? Yep, yeah, I just answered it. Yeah, most definitely, Denise. I do tax delinquent all the time. That's a good lead source. My favorite type of lead source is a lead source that has a problem. So if you guys are working leads, if you're in a wholesale business, I don't like working tired landlords. It's not that you don't get good deals. I just don't like working tired landlords. I like helping people that got problems. Pre-foreclosures, they got problems. Tax delinquent lists, they got problems. Probate lists, they got problems. Divorce lists, they got problems. Credit card debt, they got problems. Water cutoff lists, they got problems. The problem is most people don't know how to get to these lists. That's what that's about. So bam, if I ain't got no more questions coming in, guys, I'm about to wrap. I definitely appreciate y'all for coming in. Like I said, y'all go check me out on Facebook or on LinkedIn at Dexter Brown. And y'all can also check out the 100% free course I have on my playlist. It just says free course. It'll teach you guys everything you can know about the surplus funds business. If you want to partner with me in the surplus funds business, you must watch that course first, just so we can have a starting ground so I don't have to teach the basics. But yeah, most definitely, Denise, my pleasure. If y'all want to partner with me, make sure you watch that course. Let's schedule a time, hop on the phone call. We can partner together, make some money together. But you got to watch the course first, just so you have a basic understanding on how I do business. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's your Savvy Investor Dex. I'm starving and I'm out. This calorie deficit is killing me.